Hey everyone, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming. Hope you're having a wonderful day. On this video tutorial, I'm excited to show you something that one of the followers asked me to do. She asked me earlier this week and I thought, heck yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to show you how to do a reverse canvas. And it starts out with just some of these, plain white painter's canvases. This is a super easy project. You can find these things everywhere. The ones I'm going to be using today came from Target. I was in a hurry to grab them. I probably would have shopped around a little bit to find a better price if I wasn't so busy right now. But I think I paid like about $3 something for the small, which is 7 by 7, and around $5, $4.99 or something for this bigger one, which I'm trying to see it's 10 by 10, okay? Both from Target, just in the arts and crafts section. And we are gonna be using, I'm gonna show you how to take it apart, how to reassemble it, and then we're going to decorate these for fall, which, sorry, hang on. Did I pin them? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna decorate them for fall using some stencils and chalk paste from Magnolia, DIY.com. But of course you can do whatever you want with these reverse canvases. I mean, seriously, you could do a decoupage project. You could paint a sunflower. You could glue buttons on it. You could put fabric. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do. But you guys know that I love stencils, and right now I'm totally enjoying these new fall stencils from Magnolia DIY. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, and before I came live, I did actually pretty much do a whole one just to, sorry, I'm trying to get my camera right, just to get the hang of it so that I could tell you guys all the pros and cons and what to and what not to's. But we're gonna actually do one step by step. Okay, this is the one that I made before I came live. I'll just give you a quick little peek. This is the one that's in process. We're gonna look at those in a bit. For right now, we're gonna work on this 10 by 10. All right, so I'm gonna put my camera down. If you're just joining us, I am showing you guys today how to do reverse canvas, okay? And I'm sure if you're a crafter, you've heard of this before. Okay, I'm just using one of these X-Acto knives. This is Fisker's brand. And these get dull so quick. And so I just bought one of these sharpening blocks at Dollar Tree. And I just like to sharpen it just a little bit before I get started. And I'm just gonna take the plastic off of it. Okay. And the little tag, this is what it looks like in case you want to run to Target and get the same thing. If you want to look at any of the stencils, or we're going to be using 4 different colors of chalk paste today, I pinned a link at the bottom of this page. So it says magnoliadiy.com if you want to hop over there. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back. And I don't know, I mean, like I said, if you're a crafter, you already probably know something about this. Maybe you haven't tried it, but inside of these plain little canvases is a wood frame that we're going to take out. We're going to stain it. It's going to look very farmhouse-ish. It's super simple. Of course, the nicer canvas that you're working with, the better quality the wood will be inside. These are okay. If you buy a $1 canvas from Dollar Tree, I'm guessing that they probably won't be very good quality. So I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and we're gonna cut around the outside of the staples. Some people pull the staples out, but you know what? That is hard. And I'm all about keeping my projects easy, so I'm not willing to do that. Just do be careful that you don't cut yourself. Okay, and it's a little bit harder when you get to this spot where the canvas is folded. See, we're just basically taking it off. I'm going to show you every single step of what I do to make it easy. And hopefully I won't cut myself in this process. Okay, so we're just going to There's no special place that you need to go except you want to be on the outside of the staples. And then you can see how the canvas literally just folds off. We're not going to take it off immediately though, because we want to trace it so that we know where to cut our canvas, because we're not going to reuse all of it. We're only going to reuse the part that would fit on the back of it without overlapping so that you could see it. That might not make sense right now, but it will once you see what I'm talking about. And we don't care really what the back of this looks like unless you're giving it as a gift or something, or selling it, in which case you might want to clean it up a little bit. But I'm just doing these for me, and I don't care what the back looks like, so I'm not gonna fuss with cleaning up the back of it too much. Okay. Where's my lid? I'm gonna put this away. And what you can see right now is that I've cut all the way around it. Right now, the first thing I want to do is just take a pencil and I'm going to trace. And then when we cut, I'm tracing the outside of the wood. When we cut, we're going to cut inside the line that we drew. All right, this is what you're going to end up with. See how we just traced the lines. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for a minute, and now we're going to deal with this. We do want to remove this, which is easy. You can do it with your hands, or if you have a pair of pliers. It's a little bit noisy, but and like I said, we're not taking the staples off. I think that's wasted energy, and you're not going to see them anyways. They're going to be covered back up. Okay, we do want to get these long strings though. Anything that might want to poke out in the front. Okay, so this is basically what we have on the back. All right, I'm going to throw away all this leftover canvas that we cut off of it and pulled off of it. And this is what the front of the frame looks like, which it's not super fabulous, but it's really not too bad. The other one I did had staples. How weird. Look. Same brand, everything. This one had staples in the corner, and this one does not. Cool. I don't know. I just got lucky, I guess, with that one. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do, let's see, do I have any comments here? As you're hopping on, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions. We're doing a reverse canvas in case you're just joining us. I'm going to show you that whole process, and then we're going to decorate our canvases for fall using 4 colors of chalk paste and some cute fall stencils, okay? So now I'm just going to take, and I pinned a link at the bottom of the page to my website in case you want to take a look or order any of those items. Okay, and we're really just looking for the big. Okay, now that right here, it does have a chunk out of it. Can you see that? It does not matter. This is gonna look rustic. And these inexpensive frames, they have kind of a funny wood grain, which you'll see in a minute. So it does really not matter at all. I'm just looking to see if there's any slivers or anything poking out. Okay, and I'm going to just take a paper towel and wipe it off real quick. Okay. so this is what we have right now. Okay, now your choices at this point are, come back up here for a second while I'm talking to you, are that you could stain it. We're gonna stain it brown, but you know, there's all kinds of stains out there, gray, black, caramely color. I mean, all different shades of wood brown. I'm using my favorite stain today, which is called Hazel Mahogany. I don't think it's available anymore. So I would just suggest that you, if you want a stain and you don't have one, go to your hardware store or to Walmart or even Hobby Lobby and pick something up that you like. Or alternatively, you could paint this, or you could just do a glaze on it and leave it natural. But we're gonna stain it, okay? And to do that, I'm just going to pull out some paper towels. And let me bring you back down here and get my kitties here. Don't want to get it on this stuff, so I'm going to move this to the side. All right, and I'm going to put on gloves because I just don't want to get this all over my hands. Not while I'm live anyways and trying to go on to the next step. Okay? Lovely, huh? Okay, let's see, where am I? All right, so I'm just using a foam brush and I'm going to dip it in my stain and I'm putting it on messy. No, there's no reason to be super neat with this. We'll do 2 sides and then we'll wipe. I see some. Okay, and I'm going to do the inside. I'll lift this up and show you what I'm doing in just 2 seconds. You're probably thinking, wow, she is really sloppy. And yes, I am. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a paper towel and dip it in water over here in my tub. And we're literally just going to wipe the excess stain off. And see, look, these inexpensive insides of these canvases have some kind of interesting wood grain. One of them especially, I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, let's finish the other 2 sides. And then I'll show you the next step. We'll go on to the next step. Can you guys believe how easy this is? You are brave, staining in a white blouse. I know I am. I thought about getting my apron out, and then I just thought, I'll try to be careful. Now I'm going to be paranoid. And if you want your wood to have a lighter finish, you can always dilute whatever stain that you're using, you know, by half or whatever proportion achieves the darkness or the look that you like. Okay, let's finish up. This is going to take a little while to dry, and that's why I went ahead and did another one before I came live, so that we would be able to go on to the next step and you wouldn't be sitting here waiting. Okay, look at that. Did you know that was in there? I mean, it even has this edge on it. I guess for the longest time, I had no idea. Now, I'm not going to do the back of it because that's going to be glued on. Well, it's going to be stapled and glued onto with the canvas on it, so it'll be completely covered up. But you could stain the back of it too if you want. It's up to you. Okay. This stuff away. Where am I going to put it? Hang on, let me throw this over. Okay, come back up here. It looks easy. Okay, let's see. Linnell says it looks easy when you are doing it. It is super easy. I mean, seriously, this is super easy. Okay, so I'm gonna just set this aside so it can dry. And then when I'm all finished, I'll finish this one up and I'll share pictures of it. All right, let's move on to the next step. Remember the canvas that we cut off and that we traced the lines? Well, the next thing we want to do is we want to, whoops, I don't know what I just did. We want to cut around our lines. And I'm going to cut inside of them just a little bit. We may still have to trim it just a teeny bit. So I hope you guys can really see how totally easy this is. Even reattaching this is easy. I think the trick, though, is that you really need to have a sharp X-Acto knife to cut the canvas around the staples to get it off of the wood frame that's inside of there. Okay, and we're going to do an experiment. This is what it looks like. This is the side that we'll be doing. But I have heard of people that use the inside too. We're going to do this. I did want to mention one thing though, and that is that sometimes canvas can have a tendency to bleed a little bit when you stencil on it. And on the first one that I did, I stepped outside for 2 seconds and I put one coat of this stuff that I've been using on everything. It's Krylon Clear Matte Finish. I just sprayed over the top of it. And the first one I did, I noticed did not seem to bleed very much. All right. But I haven't sprayed this one, so we'll see. Okay, so now we're going to take our stencil. And I'm going to use this cute one from Magnolia DIY.com. There's a link at the very bottom of the page if you want to go check. They have some super cute fall stuff. And we're going to basically be centering what we're doing here in the center of this canvas. And these are the green stencils from Magnolia, which means that you do need to fuzz them. And I'm using a green fuzzing cloth, also from Magnolia DIY. If you don't have one of these, you can use a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, a tea towel that doesn't have a ton of lint on it, that kind of thing. And all that does is make it so that it'll be a little bit easier for you to get your stencil back up when you're done. Because, I mean, like I said, these things are super sticky. Okay, I usually don't ever measure, but this is kind of funky. We're only using part of this stencil. So I actually want to get my ruler out and see if I'm sort of in the center. My plan is to go just this far. Pumpkin and this, harvest, apples, hay, and not the cocoa or the words on this side. So I kind of want to see how far from each side I am. Okay, that's not quite 1.5. This needs to come over this way a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, I want it to look somewhat. Okay, let's say that's good. Okay. And I'm going to remember, I'm going to leave my ruler right here so I remember that I don't want to go past this point. Okay. I'm going to show you a really fun technique now using a bunch of different colors of chalk paste. We're going to use this awesome green that I just got. It's called Magnolia green. It's this wonderful color. We're going to use red, which looks like this. We're going to use an orange. This is kind of a, what is this called? Living coral. I do believe they have an orange paste coming soon. This looks fine, actually. And then we're going to use this yellow, which is called daffodil. Okay. And let me see, am I at a spot where you can see everything I'm doing? Trying to figure out which way to go. I want you to be able to see these pots. Okay, Magnolia has these wonderful little things called stir sticks. And I have like 2 packages of them and I use them all the time. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna use them for this project. So I'm just putting them back into the pots that I had them in before. That one has 2 colors on it. We'll get a new one, okay? And all we're gonna do is we're gonna stir up our chalk and then we're gonna do blobs. We can add more if we need to. I want to remember where I'm trying to be. So here's the red. And I'm sure you've seen me do this kind of thing before. Here's the orange. Last time I did it, I used way too much paste. So we'll see if I've learned a lesson or if I've used way too much paste again. And then here's this awesome green. And as I mix this on the canvas, uh-oh, I went over the line. Dang it. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, I'll see if I can get that off after. I forgot what I was doing. It looks like mud for a little bit, and then it looks great when you take it off. Okay, so I've got all my colors on here. Can you guys see that? All right, and now I'm just gonna take one of the little squeegees from Magnolia, and we're just gonna start smooshing and winding this stuff around. And then I'm gonna take the excess and I'm gonna wipe it off because it starts to seriously look like mud. And while I do want the colors to blend, I want some of it to be obvious that it's different colors, if that makes any sense. See, this is the color that you end up getting. It's just a real muddy color. Okay, don't let me forget not to go over my line here. If you like messy craft projects, you would totally love this. It is super messy. I see a spot that I missed. Okay, and we'll see if this bleeds because I did not do the coat of the Krylon clear matte finish. Not too bad. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And I see where I messed up. Darn. I'm throwing my stencil face down into a little tub of water over here. Okay, so this is what we have. Isn't that cool? It looked like mud on the outside, but it looks like just a mix of all these awesome colors, and there's where I messed up. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and see if I can kind of scrape some of it off. We'll see. Anyways, that turned out great. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside and we'll come back. Let me put all the lids back on my little pots and see what you guys are saying. If you have questions, oh, Teresa says it's gorgeous. Make the mess up a leaf. Yeah, looks great, lovely. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take my little pots and put the lids back on them. And I will probably come back to these and give them each a little squirt or two of distilled water because this is chalk paste. And it's like the same thing as what your teachers in elementary school used, the chalk, the little sticks of chalk. It wants to go back to that normal, that natural, hard state. So if you add a little distilled water every time you use it and stir it using those little stir sticks, which you can get the stir sticks and the squeegees down here at magnoliadiy.com. You're going to want to go to accessories. They also have a new gadget, which I'm waiting for mine to come. It's called a paint brush squeegee. It's really cool. You should check that out. I can't wait for it to get here. Okay. So now let's go on to the next step, and I'm going to show you that using these two that I have been working on. Okay, this is the one that's almost done, so I'll show you the final stage with that one in just a second. This is the one that I did off camera. It was just one of those little 7x7 canvases, looked just like this. Okay. I took it apart like I showed you, cut the canvas smaller, stained it, same deal. Look how funky the grain is on this one. Where is that? Right here. Isn't that funny? I think it's interesting. And then I cut my canvas smaller. We'll see if it's the right size. And I did that exact same technique using another Magnolia stencil with those same 4 colors. It says Happy Fall. So let's see. I think that's going to work just fine. Okay, so I'm going to put my camera down and I'm going to show you the next step. And there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You do want your canvas to be kind of stretched or tight over the frame. And let me see, what do I want to have be the top? I want this funny wood right here to be the top. So, I see a spot where I need to cut a little bit more off because I don't want it poking over the edge, and it'll be harder to cut once it's actually on here. Okay, you could use thumbtacks at this point, or if you have a staple gun, that's the easiest. And I just have one of these super basic staple guns. I've had it for over 10 years. This one says light duty. I reupholstered my dining room chairs, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And this is what the staples look like. I don't think a regular stapler, like you would staple paper, is gonna work. I think if you don't have that, use thumbtacks to get started. And all you're gonna do is just put in a few staples and kind of pull your canvas fairly tight. I need to cut a little bit more off right here, I see. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it down here and staple kind of in the center. Oh, that one staple didn't go in well. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I can hammer it in later. And then I'm going to pull this end down. Does this all make sense? You guys, this is so easy. And the thing is, you're using an inexpensive canvas and you end up with this like farmhouse style kind of framed piece of art for hardly anything that you did the whole thing to. Okay, so I have 4 staples in it, and I have the same going on over here. I see that I didn't do this end. Wonder why I didn't. Let's do one more down here on this bigger one. Look how cute that stencil turned out. Grateful, thankful, blessed. Isn't that cute? Okay, and I'm just gonna pull this and do a staple. And then I'm gonna get my hot glue gun out and we're gonna get around the edges. You certainly could just do all staples if you want, or you could just use a hot glue gun. It's totally up to you. Whatever you have, use what you have. If you don't have a staple gun, then don't worry about it. Just use hot glue. Okay, and I'm using my Surebonder low temperature glue gun. It's called a Cool Shot from Hobby Lobby. It was not expensive at all, and it's a very low temperature hot glue, which is great because I am always burning myself, and that is no fun. And I'm just gonna put, you know, just not a super heavy amount of it around the edges, and then pull my canvas tight. And you don't have to glue every single bit of it. So the back of my frame here looks super messy, but like I said, nobody's gonna see that, so I'm not gonna fuss about it. You could always cover the whole entire thing up with something if that really bothered you. Okay, in case you are just joining us, this video tutorial was all about making reverse canvas, which is super easy. I showed all the steps, so if you're just joining us now, you might want to go back and watch from the start on replay. And if you love the designs that you're seeing, those are from Magnolia DIY, and I did pin a link at the bottom of the page to my website where you can go look at the different colors of chalk paste, the different accessories and tools and things that they have. Surfaces, there's a brand new cutting board that's awesome. I have that ordered and I'm waiting for it. So that's the first one. And I would do basically the exact same thing to finish this one up. Anyways, was that so easy? Can you believe how simple that was? Now I'm going to be on the hunt for somewhere to get canvases that are a little bit more affordable than Target. Of course, if they're on sale at any point, then you would want to grab a bunch of them. But aren't those cute? And like I said before, you could paint or stain a different tone like gray or black or whatever you like. You could paint it, the frame black or white, or I mean, honestly, whatever color you want. And then you can decorate the canvas that we're putting back on any way that you want to. I just wanted to use some of the fall stencils for Magnolia DIY and do this blending technique with 4 different colors of chalk paste. So that is why I decided to do this. Anyways, I hope that you liked this project. I would love to see if you do any of these. I get so many ideas from you guys, and I haven't mentioned this in a little while, mostly because I just kind of forget. Well, 2 things. If you like this video or like any of the tutorials we do here, be sure to like and follow DiyDreaming, and then you can turn on your notifications. There's 3 little dots in the upper, I think it's the upper right corner right now. If you click on that, you can turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified when I go live. And The other thing was I have a Facebook group that I'd love to invite you to join if you would like. There's about, I don't know, 9, maybe 10,000 people in that group, super crafty people that are doing their own projects, and they're sharing pictures of their projects over there. So that group that I set up is called Dreamy DIY. So it's DREAMY, and then there's a space, DIY. If you just put that in your search bar here at Facebook, it'll take you over there. You have to ask to join, and you have to answer a couple questions. You need to agree that you won't share other crafters' videos on my Facebook group. That really bothers me. I'm sorry, it just does. And all those other crafters, because I have no idea how they did their projects or if they really work, and people ask me questions about it as if I know. And all those other crafters, they have their own pages and their own groups. So that's the first thing. And then the second question is, do you agree that you won't use this craft group that I have set up to try to promote yourself or your business or sell whatever it is that you might be involved with? That's it. And if you just agree to those two things, we'll say, yeah, come on in. I suggest that you go straight to the photos button so you don't have to look through all the feed, and just scroll back, and you're gonna see so many amazing things. A lot of ideas that started, you know, with something I did here at DIY, and then of course these amazing crafters took it just to amazing levels. Just, they're so darn creative. You'll also see a lot of ideas that you didn't see here. So it's gonna blow your mind. I definitely recommend that you do that. And feel free to sprinkle. Let me know if you have questions. Feel free to hop over to my website, which is http://magnoliadiy.com. I pinned a link right down here. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll get pictures of everything. I'll post that in the comments here and on the page later. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow is the craftathon, the fall craftathon. So I will share some information about that tonight. I'm going to be one of the presenters. This is either my 3rd or 4th time doing it, and I have a really cool project. Oh my gosh, you guys want a little sneak peek? We're going to be doing a banner, and I'm going to be showing you how to make some of these awesome flowers from Dollar Tree cookie sheets. And there's some other fun tips that I'm going to do. My time is 1:20 Central Standard Time. So in case you're watching this in the future, this is a fall craftathon that will have taken place on the 29th of August. So if you're wondering what in the world am I talking about and you're watching this 6 months from now, don't worry about it. But if you're watching it live or later on replay tonight or tomorrow morning, you should check out the craftathon. Okay, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.